they had a fear of the Lord.
Yeah.
And I think our generation is called to the same thing.
Absolutely. Like, what does God think more than what do my friends think, my peers think, culture think, the kids at my school think, the celebrities think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're really excited to share something with you all at home, wherever you're watching. Thanks for tuning in. We are talking about our spring performance. So every year it is a brand new thing. Sometimes it's an original work, but sometimes it's Bible story based. Specifically, this year it is Bible story based. So I'm going to give you a hint. Are you ready? Okay. It has to do with lions. Okay. So every kid knows. It's in my kid's story Bible.
Okay.
Daniel in the lion's den.
Yay.
But the big picture of all that, it actually starts back when Daniel and 3 of his friends, there were more Hebrew boys involved in this, were captured and taken from their home and taken to Babylon. So we will be starting at the beginning. Starting at the beginning, going through as much as we can with stories that are big. The fiery furnace, the lion's den. Can we talk about the other one?
Yeah.
The handwriting on the wall.
Oh, well, that's right.
That's
We're going to do that one.
And hitting one of the major prophecies.
Yes.
To get us to the eternal perspective that is relevant as well for us as we're living that out, waiting for Jesus to return.
Yes. And it's called Unshakable, the story of Daniel, because Daniel's faith was unshakable. And the Lord gives us an ability to be unshakable, even in a culture that doesn't serve the Lord, when we stand on the rock of Jesus.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
The story of Daniel is such a great story. We have actually done it once before in 2016. And so to do it again is really great. And we have sunk into a lot of these subjects once, but to circle back and do it again with our theme of awe and wonder for the year, and studying the fear of the Lord and why it's important to fear the Lord, to want to be near him and to serve him and to be close to him more than anything else. I think Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, always forget their original names, their Hebrew names.
Hananiah, Azariah, and Mishael.
Wow, that's really good.
I'm sure I butchered that too.
That's good, though.
But I'm trying.
They really showed faithfulness to the Lord. They really showed that they had a fear of the Lord.
Yeah.
And I think our generation is called to the same thing.
Absolutely. Like, what does God think more than what do my friends think, my peers think, culture think, the kids at my school think, the celebrities think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does God think?
It's a big thing.
It is a big deal. And
What
so
does God think?
this book of Daniel is it's packed full of so many stories, but we're going to hit some of the really wonderful parts of this story when they first arrived, when they were captured, and when they first arrived in Babylon, and the story of the fiery furnace, and obviously the lion's den.
Yeah.
And and the prophecies, but not all the prophecies, there's too many to share. And then the ending, I think we are still formulating the words to share with you all, actually.
What that is, yeah.
But we want to take it into modern day, into today, because I think the book of Daniel actually does just talk about today, because some of the book of Daniel hasn't happened yet, and so it's still prophecies to come too. So that's the big picture of what we're doing. So every year we've got the story.
Got a story. Transfer that to the stage. Figure out how to tell that through dance. That's a big process. That's a big creative process. That is a lot of prayer and a lot of trying and it not working and going back to the drawing board and preparation before we go into rehearsal with the dancers. And they're part of that, which is actually really cool because maybe I'm going off topic, but
It's fine.
It's really cool because as a dancer, so often, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, we do works that have been done, like the Nutcracker and Swan Lake and Sleeping Beauty, which are gorgeous things.
Beautiful.
And you're dancing the historical aspects of that. So, like, what's been done, within reason over the years, traditionally. But to me as a dancer, it was always so interesting to be part of that creative process. Because you're still being told what to do, but you're developing those characters without necessarily a predecessor to that. Or you're not trying to do it like a specific dancer who's already danced it before. It's new and it's fresh and it's different. And actually, these kids shape those characters. And maybe we take the story in a slightly different direction based on their creative interpretation of what we're giving them.
Yes.
So they add so much to that because it's drama in a way in telling a story that is all part of the process. So I think for them, and I know for myself, it was so neat to be part of that kind of a process. And for y'all. So
yes, I think for the audience, that that's one of the reasons we wanted to do this podcast, because there is so much more to the creative process that parents and audience members don't actually get to be a part of, because they get to see the final product, but not at all the whole creative process in getting there. And it's so rich with so many really wonderful things to share in that the Lord is doing. And sometimes it's really simple things, like the red fabric actually getting into the shape of a cross when we're doing the gospel. Like it took 2 hours the first time to do that correctly. And it seemed really simple on the stage, but it was like to finally get it done. And other times it's like lots of trial and error to get part of a storyline figured out. And I think anybody who's produced any kind of theatrical production understands what we're talking about. So no, we're not alone in that. The other thing I was going to share is since we've done this story before, some people might be thinking, well, you can just repeat what you've done before, which we could.
But they wouldn't know us.
That's right. That's right.
We're like a new way, because it's a new cast and it's a new time, and it's a new world of things that's happening right now that we want to hit.
Right. A different theme than what we did before. The same theme in that it's ending with an eternal perspective.
Absolutely.
Because I remember we were developing the end of that. We used the beautiful piece of music from the story. Who sang? I forgot who sang that. I forgot the name of that piece. We'll put that in the notes or something for this video.
I'm on the spot.
Beautiful piece of music. But the Babylon was like a big sugar high. And what's weird, we didn't want to do another thing about candy and sugar, because we have just done a ballet last year that had a lot of candy in it. Yeah. And so we didn't want to repeat that, which then makes the whole thing, if you're not starting the same way, you won't end the same way. Yeah, it's just not going to work that way. So so we're looking forward to sharing more. We are in the studio working on Daniel, the first part of the story, which is the capture. So we can share some of those clips even here with this. But then also we're working on the ending as well. So we don't go in order.
No.
We actually start working on whatever the Lord has shown us as far as the music and the storyline and what the dancers are ready for, what we can rehearse. And we started trying on costumes, and
that's fun.
Yeah, it's always fun. We're excited to share more, but we want to know what else you want to know.
Hey, please comment below with some other things or topics about this that you would be interested in knowing, and we'd love to answer questions.
Yes, we are looking forward to what the Lord does, and not just talking about Daniel, but talking about how the Lord helped him to be unshakable in the midst of a culture that was going crazy. And Babylon was...
Sounds like no.
Sometimes we feel like we're the only ones who are going through something, and that isn't true. So we're thankful for you guys. We're thankful for our dance family and for a body of people who love the Lord and want to send their kids to a dance school that loves Jesus and wants to tell other people about him. So thanks, you guys. Until next time.
Bye.